Okay, so Aman, let me welcome you on YourPedia and let me also thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Aman, you got selected in Airport Authority of India in ATC
Yes,
this
sir.
July 2022, and
Yes, sir.
I want to interact with you and know more about this particular exam, Aman. So I
Yes, sir.
start with your background first. In that, please tell us which part of India you are from and what is your graduation, which domain you have graduated in, and when did you graduate, and what were you doing before you wrote this exam?
I'm from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, and I have done my bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from
Okay,
KNIT Sultanpur.
okay,
I have graduated this year only. My year of passing is 22,
okay.
and this was my first exam, first government exam,
Hmm.
and luckily I was able to qualify.
हम्म, आपका ग्रेजुएशन कब हुआ था अमन, कब किया आपने? 2022 में किया?
Yes, sir.
ओके, सो इट इज अ वेरी बिग अचीवमेंट आई मस्ट से, बिकॉज ये
Yes,
एग्जाम
sir.
काफी टफ था, इन द सेंस कंपटीशन बहुत ज्यादा था, एंड
Yes, sir.
यू क्रैक्ड इट वेरी फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट एंड दैट टू immediately after graduation. So
Yes, sir.
have you joined now this job?
No, sir. Joining is still awaited.
Okay.
Many students have got the joining letter, but I haven't got it yet.
Okay. So Aman,
Yes.
now please tell me about this particular exam. So students want to know what is the pattern of this exam, and though many of them know, but I want to know from you also.
So basically, this exam is about two parts, like technical and non-technical.
Okay.
The technical part comprises of maths and physics, that
Yes.
is from class 11th and 12th,
Mm.
and the non-technical part is like whatever is asked in every government exam, like GK, English, and logical reasoning,
Mm.
like all that.
Mm. Okay.
So it is
So
very kind of similar to like people give SSC CGL exam, so it's kind of similar.
mm. So when it comes to maths and physics, Aman,
Yes, sir.
so physics
Yes, sir.
हमने किया होता है, 11 12 में हमने physics किया होता है. So can
Yes,
you
sir.
tell students some strategy for physics first?
Like basically, this exam demands your command in physics only
Okay.
because it is the majority of the questions are asked from physics.
Mm.
So in my point of view, I would advise that people should cover 5 to 6 basic topics like electricity, magnetism, optics, and that modern physics. So
Okay.
most of the questions are asked from these topics, and one-liners are asked.
Okay.
So you don't need to go deep down into the numericals,
Mm.
and a thorough study would be sufficient to crack this exam.
Mm. So I was going through, one of the student I was interacting who got selected in ATC.
Yes, sir.
He will be your batchmate. He was telling me that sir, NCRT के जो formulas है ना, at the end they write formulas very
Yes,
precisely.
sir. Yes.
उनमें से as you said, one liner means one formula. Like
Yes, sir.
electric flux है तो electric flux is electric field into area. वो direct question आ जाएगा as we
Yes, sir.
see.
Direct.
So
Answer.
that will be helpful to students, like NCRT का अगर वो उठा लें और देख लें formula सारा जो भी है पीछे.
So very helpful. I would say very helpful.
That will be very helpful for students.
Yes, sir.
And a student also misunderstand physics with the JE physics. So is the difficulty level similar to JE or it is straight? I mean,
So it is below par. It is
mm,
not as difficult as what is asked in the J exam,
mm,
but you need speed. Like you need to recall the formulas very quickly.
okay. Mm.
The
Formulas
only
लिख लें और उनको revise करते रहें.
yes, sir, definitely.
Mm. And what about mathematics, Aman?
So mathematics is basically from that vector part, vector, 3D, and coordinate geometry.
Mm.
And one thing they ask is like probability. For that, you should have a knowledge of permutation and combination.
Okay.
Yes,
Mm.
sir. This
And
would be enough.
Aman,
Yes, sir.
and now this physics and maths comprise 50%, right? Like 60 questions,
Yes,
and
sir.
other 60 is as we say non-physics and non-mathematics part.
Yes, sir.
उसके
Non-technical part.
उसके लिए क्या टॉपिक्स और स्ट्रेटेजी हो सकता है अमन?
सर इंग्लिश में तो सर ऐसे कुछ नहीं बता सकते सर इंग्लिश तो
अलग
मतलब
अलग टॉपिक्स हैं
यू
उसमें.
यस सर यू नीड टाइम सर इंग्लिश में आपको यू नीड प्रैक्टिस यू नीड टाइम
यस.
एंड लॉजिकल रीजनिंग एंड क्वांट की अगर बात करते हैं तो सर आई स्टडी फ्रॉम योर प्लेटफॉर्म ओनली so I don't remember the name of that teacher but he delivered very well so I was able to go through the topics and practice it a lot and
ओके
so that also helped me.
ओके ओके, तो टेस्ट सीरीज लगा लें, टेस्ट अपना टेस्ट लगाते रहें और साथ में ये
Yes, sir.
रिवाइज करते हैं टॉपिक्स को.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Aman, now coming to this part, like many students, when they writing, they get demoralized कि सर इसमें तो बहुत ऊपर जाता है, कट ऑफ बहुत ऊपर जाता है, and that particular high cut off is a sort of fear in the mind of students, and that stops them from preparing well. कि जैसे 100 चला जाएगा, 120 में से हमारा तो नहीं बन पाएगा, time is very less now, बहुत ही कम टाइम बचा है, तो how to overcome these kind of thoughts?
So the main thing is that you can score like 110 marks out of 120, like easily. Like
Achha.
10 marks are comprised of like GK, so you are not really sure that you will be getting that marks or not. But other questions like non-technical questions other than GK and technical questions from maths and physics, like each and every question is doable. Like you won't find any difficulty in doing those questions. But the main thing is time constraint. So if you are able to manage your time well, so you'll be scoring great. Yeah.
So time management means while preparing or in the examination hall?
Sir, while preparing, you should like do everything, like study and practice everything. While in the exam, I would advise that some people like when they solve the exam, they are stuck at one question. If they're not able to
Don't
answer
waste
it,
time.
they keep stuck at that question.
And
But
waste time.
my strategy is that if you are not knowing the question, just skip it, go for the other question, and if you have time remaining, then you can come back to it.
अच्छा, इस पेपर में there is no negative marking. That
Yes,
means
sir.
all 120 you should attempt, whether you know or you don't know.
Yes, sir.
So
Definitely.
is there any way to go for blind guess or something, Aman?
No, sir, I haven't not like not decided
कुछ
that
लोग ये बोलते हैं कि अगर
perspective.
तुम्हें लग रहा है कि बी ज्यादा आ रहा है, लास्ट में 5 क्वेश्चंस आर लेफ्ट एंड यू आर टू टिक समथिंग, so just go for BB or something like that. So
No, sir, that is like purely
does not
God's
work.
grace. Then that's God's grace.
Okay, now Aman, another challenge this time is your exam was in July, but
Yes,
now
sir.
the challenge, this exam may come in Feb and March, the way they conduct.
Yes, sir.
And the
Yes, sir.
gate exam is also there, and student is in the preparation mode of gate. So how do you suggest students? I mean, what they should do? The biggest question is how to prepare, sir. We have filled gate form also. We are preparing for that also. No ATC has come. We want to join ATC also, but how to make a balance?
Like, sir, this is a very dicey question. Like, uh, what I think is that the candidates who are like eager to get a job, they should focus for ATC.
Yes.
Like
right.
the exam is a little bit easier than gate, but the candidates who are like thinking that they have to do something in technical only, they should write gate exam and try to focus on gate only. They shouldn't deviate for ATC.
क्योंकि competition ज़्यादा है, दोनों की preparation is different. That we
Yes,
must accept that preparation is different, because maths and physics is totally different. That will not come
Yes,
in
sir.
gate. So
Yes, sir.
preparation अलग है, और then they should focus on ATC or gate, something like that. Otherwise दोनों
Yes,
में
sir.
mix करेंगे तो मुश्किल हो सकता है.
दोनों sir
मुश्किल हो
is
जाएगा.
next to impossible. Yes, sir. दोनों is.
अच्छा Aman, how many hours per day? Because that question normally student ask. How many hours per day? Aman ने कितना time लगाया था? अगर if you ask Aman himself, when you started preparing and how many hours per day, we want honest answer from you.
Yes, sir. Like as I told you, like I graduated this year only.
Yes.
So on 18th of June, I left my hostel premises.
Okay.
I came back to my home. Like on 22nd or 3rd, I came to know that ATC form is available and you have a lot of vacancies. So I filled that form on 22nd or 23rd. I started preparing from 25th. But I was in a state like exam भी 2-3 महीने में होगा तो आराम से पढ़ते हैं. So I was going through the non-technical part first. So like after 8th or 9th July, suddenly a notice came that tentative dates have been released. The exam will be held on 27th of July. Then I started my preparation like on another level. Like then I devoted around 8 to 10 hours daily.
Okay.
Like this seems like false, but it is the truth.
ठीक है, मतलब 8 to 10 hours बच्चा दे सकता है. If 24 hours you have, तो morning में 2-3 घंटे दे दिए, फिर then evening में, then night में, you can give 8-10 hours. Is not very impractical or difficult. That is okay, we understand.
Yes, sir.
ये कितने दिन तक आप देते रहे?
So like by 8th of July, I had completed my non-technical part, like quantitative aptitude and logical reasoning. And I think I have an advantage over here because I'm decent in English. So I did not like had to study English like separately. I practiced only. For the non-technical part, I gave almost 8 to 10 hours daily for like 2 weeks, and I also practiced many questions. I had also practiced many questions. So like it it went through like it was good. And 27 July.
Okay. So Aman, ये जो आपने 8 to 10 hours invest किया, how did you divide this entire time into particular slots? जैसे कितने कितने hours you gave to physics or maths or technical non-technical? How did you divide it entire time in a day?
Mostly, sir, I used to study physics only.
Okay.
Because physics is the major part of this exam. So I used to study physics a lot. Like in case like if I had given 8 hours in a day, so 4 to 5 hours I would give to physics only. Maths was not that bit difficult. So physics was the main which I had studied a lot.
Okay. So you gave much time to that only. And were you making notes also?
Yes, sir.
You were making notes also for that simultaneously?
Yes, sir.
And formulas, and you were revising those formulas simultaneously?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Any tip you want to give to students for the day of exam?
For the day of exam, like the only thing is that they shouldn't panic. And sometimes I feel that students are like कि पेपर बहुत टफ आया यार, कुछ नहीं हो रहा मेरे से, तो they get demoralized. So ऐसा नहीं करना है. मतलब पेपर अगर आपके लिए टफ है तो बाकी जो बच्चे पेपर दे रहे हैं उनके लिए भी टफ है पेपर. So मतलब you have to do whatever it is like, और मतलब पैनिक नहीं करना. मेन थिंग यही है. एंड क्वेश्चन सारे डुएबल होते हैं. टाइम मैनेजमेंट इज द की.
Now one question last I will ask you, Aman, and answer it very honestly. If a student listens to your video today and decides to go for this exam, does he stand chance? मतलब ऐसा तो नहीं कि उसको टाइम कम है या वो नहीं हो पाएगा? And what is your view on that?
I myself did my preparation in less than a month, so I think there are people more talented and more hardworking than me, so they'll be definitely be able to crack this exam. चलो, that is wonderful, Aman, and I must thank you because आपने बहुत ही honest and candid and बिल्कुल openly आपने जो point थे वो सारे बताए हैं students को, and you have given your strategies. Student must listen to this, and you are the typical example जिसने graduation किया, hostel जून में hostel छोड़ा, and then you started preparing और जुलाई में exam लिखा, then you got selected. So that is quite motivational for many students. That means if you can do, anybody who puts effort like you can also get it, and it stands a good chance for that. So we wish you all the very best, Aman, for your career ahead, and thanks a lot for your time. Thank you.